we always keep these areas on the back lot very plain looking. When a production moves in, we make it look like any city in the world we want, also any time period. How about we do a little time traveling, bring you into Courthouse Square, better known as Hill Valley from Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. And I bet I know what you're thinking as we pull into Courthouse Square. Where is the famous courthouse clock tower? I'll tell you where it was. On your left, on the other side of the park, see the facade with the big steps, says City Hall. That was the famous courthouse clock tower in Back to the Future. Here is the producer of the film, Mr. Bob Gale, to tell us what an important role Courthouse Square played in the film.
It was actually the back lot of the Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax.
The show Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. And why don't we bring Jimmy in live via satellite? He can tell us a little more about what it's like to work in New York.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. That's right, folks. We can create New York right here in this portion of our lot. We're currently on New York Street. We call it New York Street because it's appeared as a street in New York City for many, many productions. You know, Spider-Man scaled some of our buildings in the Metro sets. The movie The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone filmed here for about 3 months. Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, and the most recent blockbuster Fast 5. We are currently working on the Fast and the Furious 6, scheduled to be in theaters next year. And we always have great chance now to go behind the scenes of the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. We're going to show you how all the special effects come together. We're going to take you into special effects stage 55, all decked out Tokyo style.
Go! Okay, let's clear for a full run through. All systems checked. This one's for real, guys, so watch out. And action!
Nice job. Say hello to Carnage and Karma. Great examples of motion control effects. Take a bow, boys. And do you have any other moves you want to show us? I thought they had more moves. Well done. That's very cool, isn't it? Dinosaurs are extinct, but this is very odd. The cages on the right look like something broke out of them. Keep your eyes open. We may see some on the right side. We may see some on the left side. We may see something on both sides of the tram. Both sides. Okay, I think it's about time we rounded up these dinos. This was a simple reminder that in Hollywood, extinctions are only temporary, as rumors fly of a fourth Jurassic Park film drawing to life.
Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street, and we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island of Blanc. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the
Big storm moving in, heavy rain starting. Flash flood warning on the screens. Lightning just knocked out the screen. Oh boy. steady, but I think the rain is manageable. Yep, we're gonna be just fine. Oh, maybe not. I just heard a low rumbling sound. That would indicate a flash flood headed straight for the tram. Al's forecast on target. Left side, flash flood. Take cover. Look out, folks. Look out. You may recognize this area. We used it in our hit movie, Big Fat Liar.
You can't outrun a wolf, kid! We'll see about that.
The flood is the result of thousands of gallons of recycled water being released from tanks up on top of the hill. This flash flood is going to sweep us out of this section of Old Mexico into another section of Old Mexico. Became China.
Hey, Dad, what about China? Oh, it's candy, woman!
That scene you're looking on the screens at, filmed right here. So again, we keep the areas very plain looking. When productions move in, we'll make it look like any city, any country, any time period we want. By the way, Hop is a great family film out on Blu-ray and DVD. If you missed it in the theaters. And we're gonna hop over the border, get you to one of the great Western sections that we have here on the back lot. 6 Points, Texas. All the great Western stars like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges. They've all moseyed up and down these streets. And our driver, Craig, got us here perfect time because a couple of gunslingers are about ready to have a showdown. This is a great example of a facade. The front and side of the building. As we turn, you'll see there's nothing inside of it or on the back. A facade. After we make a complete turn out of 6 Points, glance over to the right. See the lake? The lake was used in our classic 1954 film, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. And here is one of this film stars, Julie Adams, to share a memory about making the movie. We've used a lot of props and a lot of costumes in this area we've entered. Welcome to Little Europe. Little Europe, most famous for where we filmed the classic Hollywood monster movies like The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dracula, Frankenstein, just to name a few. The movie we won our first Academy Award for Best Picture of the Year back in 1930 was All Quiet on the Western Front. That movie did some filming here in Little Europe also. But as I mentioned, Little Europe is most famous for where we filmed the classic Hollywood monster movies. And I recommend you get a picture of the fountain and the courtyard coming up here on the right side. This is a very historic spot on the back lot, the Court of Miracles. This is where all the monster movies filmed. And you know something, while we are in here, stage 15, I suspect that you folks would enjoy Is it over? Well, not quite. On your right, a waterman broke. Be prepared. Looks like we're gonna need a bigger tram. Home on your left, the beige home with a nice porch. That's for Gabrielle, played by Eva Longoria, recited. Susan, of course, was played by Terry Hatcher. Susan lived in the yellow home, coming up on our left-hand side. Her neighbor next door in the green home with the white picket fence, Lynette, played by Emmy winner Felicity Huffman. Edie, of course, was played by Nicolette Sheridan. That character had an electrifying exit from Wisteria Lane, but Edie's old home was still here. Second pink home coming up on the right side. Here are some great past moments from a classic episode of Desperate Housewives.
Next morning, Edie Britt decided to announce her return to Wisteria Lane.
Edie, is that really you?
You know someone else my age with a body like this?
And continuing our tour, coming up on the left, the immaculate blue-gray home where Bree was found, played by Marcia Krause, of course. Now, while we're on Colonial Street, I'm going to share a blast from our past. Back on your right, Susan's home, the yellow home. The next one over, that was the original Munsters home in the classic 1960s TV series. This street, Colonial Street, has so much history to it, and the homes were designed to fit the look of an average suburban neighborhood, unless, of course, the script calls for a more fanciful set, like the Munsters home. You know, there's no better example of us creating a fanciful set than the ones we built for our hit movie Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Stole Christmas.